What's going on, guys? This is episode 5 of the War Lounge. I am, as always, Dan, aka Wardog. With me, as always, is Cobey. Cobey, what's going on?
Yeah, not much, man. Not much. Just
S-
another beautiful day.
So we're doing something that we haven't done yet on this episode, which is we have no idea what we're going to talk about.
This
We have
is
come into this completely unprepared.
purely impromptu, by the way.
And I've always wanted to take an improv class, and this is just going to be practice.
Yep.
So there is a story though that you wanted to tell me, and I'm interested to hear it because I'm wondering why everybody's like talking about it. So please explain to me this Counter-Strike Go loop situation.
Gotcha. Okay. So, for all of you not CSGO, but competitive gamers or gamers in general that are a part of Reddit, you understand how the Reddit community can be. And I was trolling Reddit a couple days ago, or a few days ago actually, and I always go to the Global Offensive subreddit. It's one of my favorite places to check, see what's going on there. I usually have really nice frag clips there and stuff like that. And there was this thread about this kid who was playing ESEA, which is like a ESEA is a platform for competitive gamers. It's got a ranking system. It allows you to play pickup games and stuff like that. It's usually it's a subscription, so it's a pay to play. So you usually get better quality players in the ESEA pugs. But
Wait, tell me that's what PUG stands for.
Pickup game, yeah.
Oh
This
my
guy.
God.
You've never
For
known
the
what pug?
longest time, I
man.
thought it meant public unranked game.
Nope, it's a pickup game, man.
That makes sense though, right?
Yeah.
It's
No,
a
it doesn't.
public game. It's matchmaking. It's not really ranked.
They are
But I
ranked.
guess it kind of is now because ESEA has a ranking. So I never thought that the U didn't mean unranked because when I played ESEA like hardcore, there was no ranking system. So technically it was an unranked game.
That's true.
Oh my God.
Pickup
It
games.
stands for pickup game.
Yeah. So
Oh my God.
So this
Okay,
guy.
continue.
All right. So a little bit of backstory. I'll basically read the thread from Reddit so that way you can understand what's going on. It's called Guy with. It's entitled "Guy with Hassan," which is a legally blind slash deaf. Well, the guy is legally blind slash deaf. Hassan is a genetic disorder that allows or that. It's very, very rare, but whoever has that type of genetic disorder doesn't really feel pain. So their sensory, like their receptors or whatever, are completely just, it's different. So you don't feel pain, right?
That's
But this,
nutty.
yeah, this guy with Hassan bullied off of an ESEA pug, and he was vote kicked off the match. So basically, what happens is the guy got kicked because of his disease. As soon as he got into the pug, they bullied him, and because he couldn't talk.
What?
Yeah, because he couldn't talk like the rest of them. And dude, this was.
Because I'm
Yeah.
like, wait, how do they know that like he has this if all that
So-
means is that he can't feel pain?
No. So because of the fact that he can't feel pain when he was really young, he like would scratch his eyes really heavily, scratch his face really heavily, just out of habit basically. So he scratched his eyes to the point that he's legally blind. So if you go watch this guy's stream, which I highly recommend you do, it's pretty phenomenal. He's legally blind. Not only that, he scratched his nose almost off when he basically scratched his nose off by the time that he was 7 or 9 years old, and he lost all of his teeth throughout this because if he like you can chomp and it basically he's got a deformity in terms of his face, the way that it comes down to it. So he doesn't speak normally. He speaks very, very different. He's got a bind that he presses as soon as he gets in pugs that allows his teammates to know that he is legally blind and legally deaf. Usually he says that his teammates are like, okay, cool, it's not a problem. They go about the match and they play. But this particular match, the 4 other teammates were severely messed up. Like if you go watch the actual match, like these kids are saying some really fucked up things.
Someone has that footage somewhere.
Yeah, it's all you can
That's
download the
fucked
clip. You can download the clips from ESEA. Now,
That's fine.
what they ended up doing was they were winning, and they muted Lo0p, so they blocked him basically. And in the 7th round or 6th round, they kicked him from the match. So somebody posted this up on Reddit, basically saying, this is what happened. Let's go show this guy some love. Well, by the time that I got on, this was already top page, and it has a link to Lo0p's stream, and so I go to his stream and he's got like 700 viewers on his stream, and this kid is playing, and it's really cool to see because you get to see him like he's really close to the screen, like he has a speech impediment, if you can call it that, but he's a really good streamer, and so everybody starts watching this kid's stream, and I'm telling you, the entire Counter-Strike community rallied around this kid. I would say within 5 hours, right, he got enough money to fund his entire operation and procedure to get his face redone. Okay, he got enough money basically to put himself through college. He got professional players that were reaching out for him to play with him. Not only that, this dude had 2 aces on stream in ESEA Pugs, 1v5. He was playing out of his mind. Envious offered him his full-time streaming contract. I don't remember what else. Oh, he got thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars of skins. Logitech reached out to him to provide him with some gaming equipment. This is within like 7 hours of him going viral. He was streaming for over 8,000 viewers at one point. And he says it changed his entire life. Now, the cool thing that I want to take away from this, not only this, I highly recommend checking this guy out in terms of his Twitch stream. And this goes right against what we talked about in this previous episode about how, it's really hard for people to get big, especially unless you do it for a long time or whatever. I mean, this guy's been playing CSGO for like 4 years. He's been streaming for almost 2 years, and he's just not at the point where he's getting big. But go watch his stream. It's really, really good. It's so cool to see how he uses his disability, and it doesn't even really faze him.
I watched like 30 seconds of a clip of his stream, and like it's weird because he's so close to his screen, but that's like he has almost like no peripheral vision. Like he stares right where his crosshair is just because that's the only way he can play. And then when he needs to stare at the radar, he actually has to pick his head up and put his face in the top left-hand corner of the screen so he could see the radar. Yeah. So like you see him when he's playing, he's like bobbing his head like back and forth between the crosshair and the radar, and like that in itself is impressive.
Yeah, like I just thought it was really cool. Like
like if you were to tell me that he's a mute and he can't talk, it's almost like not as impressive, just because at least he can't give communication, but at least he can get it. Mm-hmm. And at least he like has the, like, I don't want to say like full capacity, because obviously Lo0p has the capacity to play a lot better than me, but like, that giving information, it's like one way of the street is blocked but the other one is still going. For him, it's hard for him to communicate and for them to communicate to him. So like it's almost like he's playing on an island, and he's got to read the situation on the map and decide what's best for him to do with the situation his team is in with no communication. And like coming from like Halo, where communication is number one, like that's really nutty.
Yeah, and what's really cool is like he says that he's gotten so good over time mainly by noise. So when things happen in game, with it, like by noise and hearing it, and then he says he's just gotten really good at using the radar, which I just thought it was like so cool. Like the whole community goes from, hey, like this kid was super bullied on this, I wouldn't call necessarily, yeah, he was bullied, but super bullied on this one particular match, and they just the entire community rallied around this guy. I just think that was awesome. And what that really goes to show is that, yeah, if you've been playing competitive gaming forever, or any kind of game, like all games are super toxic nowadays. You go into a public match and it's like people are just talking crap for no reason. And a lot of the times it makes people play worse, and it doesn't even make the game fun at times, And like whenever you're doing really well, or it doesn't really, you can mute people and stuff like that, but why not? Like, I just don't understand why people do that all the time. And what I would tell people to do is like just go into a game and act like it's somebody that you've known for 2 years that's on your team. Like, don't be a douchebag. You know what I mean? Don't just sit there and be like, oh, you missed that shot, like you suck. Like, obviously, if somebody misses a shot, like they're probably gonna feel bad about it anyways. You know, let's just be a positive person in terms of the gaming community. I mean, if 50% of the people out there could change their mentality in terms of being a positive gamer, like it would make gaming so much more fun. But I just thought it was really awesome how the whole Counter-Strike community, not even just Counter-Strike, a whole bunch of different types of gamers were coming into this. But the whole community, in terms of like Reddit, CSGO, ESEA, like a whole bunch of places just came together to support this one kid who now it's changed his life because, you know, now he's just a part of the crew. And that's really all you want to be whenever you're like playing a pickup game or whatever. You just want to be a part of the crew. So
I wonder what those kids that were like making fun of him are like looking at this like now.
A lot of them have gone to their defense stating that they thought he was trolling. But when you go look,
which in their defense is, you know, kind of an easy,
it's understandable,
kind of an easy misinterpretation to make with the kinds of people that exist in the Counter-Strike community. But
the only thing is I'm pretty sure he linked his stream in game so they could physically go watch his stream just to prove he wasn't trolling. And secondly, if you go watch the actual video of what they were saying, they're saying some really fucked up stuff. Like it's just things that you don't, I mean, you know what I mean? It's just like, it's just bad. It's just bad. It's just being a bad person.
I mean, he gets the last laugh, so.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. And yesterday he did a CSGO AMA, which is an Ask Me Anything thread, and people were asking him a whole bunch of stuff about like his disability, his future with CSGO, and all of these things. It was really cool to see how, like, you know, somebody like that who does have a disability, if you will. Like, I mean, dude's legally blind and deaf and can play way better than I can. Like, it's insane.
No, he's good.
It's insane. But yeah, I mean, that was pretty much the topic that I wanted to talk about. But I do have some good news. Looks like I'll be getting my new Counter-Strike knife in like a week.
Why did you have to wait again?
I just have to wait on some Forum Gold stuff to go through.
Oh, okay. But yeah, the Lo0p situation kind of reminded me of I wanted to say it was like Super Smash Bros, where there's a player that he can't control his like left or right arm or something, so he has to play with one hand and his face.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he uses the face for his joystick. There's a Call of Duty player that does that too. I think the Call of Duty player though was born without a left arm.
Really?
So, yeah. So I think he plays with a right. He's born without one of his arms, so he plays with one arm, and then he uses his face and his chin to hit the buttons that he needs.
It's crazy. Do you know what his name is?
No. I know it's messed up, but I want to say his name is like Handy or something.
Handy is the Counter-Strike player that doesn't have any hands.
Okay, false. Okay, that's who I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
When I say Handy, but there is a Call of Duty player who.
Yeah.
I think he has a left arm, and he aims with the joystick on his face and then uses his nose to hit the buttons. I think that's it.
I don't know. I'll have to check it out. But I think it's really cool, like, when people can use those disabilities and it doesn't really phase them. Like Handy, for instance. I was actually going to bring
Handy's
this up.
nuts.
Handy,
I watch Handy.
This guy,
Handy's nuts.
I don't know exactly what happened, but he doesn't really have much of I mean, he has a big torso, but like it doesn't really have hands. Like, he doesn't even have arms, really. But he's got a custom setup it's crazy. But he is another competitive Counter-Strike player. He went really viral whenever, you know, there was a big Reddit post about him as well, and people rallied behind him. I mean, he kind of fell off. A lot of people, there's some I guess arguments as to why Handy fell off in terms of fame, but people were trying to compare Handy to Lo0p, and I think it's completely different. Like, Lo0p is not only a phenomenal player, Handy was too, but Lo0p's also a great streamer and seems to be a really, really good like personality. And so I don't know. I wish Lo0p, you know, I don't know, he'll probably never watch this, but I wish Lo0p the most success doing what he loves to do. I think it's awesome. I think that more people should embrace, you know, people like that who can be dedicated and motivated to succeed at something that it's really hard for people who are 100% normal to succeed at. You know, he's like a B+ player in terms of ESEA ranking. He's almost in the. I think he's almost in the A ranking, which is really.
I'm gonna start
really
watching
good.
his stream for like how to play.
Oh,
I don't really care about his disability. I just wanna.
Yeah.
I wanna get better. I'm gonna start watching him.
Yeah, I just think it's cool. Like, you know, CSGO, one of the big, not donation, but one of the big betting websites sent him a donation of like, they gave him like a dragon lore, a sapphire bayonet Doppler, which is like a $1,400 knife. Dragon lore is a $3,500 skin. It's crazy, and it's just, I don't know. I just think it's awesome how the community backed.
Well, you know who Enable is, right?
Yeah.
Former Halo player, now Call of Duty player for FaZe.
Yeah, he doesn't have a thumb.
He doesn't have his right thumb.
Right thumb, yeah.
So partially. It's like I think it's from like halfway between his knuckle.
Yeah, it was.
He doesn't have it.
I watched.
I think he put it in like a bike or something, and the chain like cut it off, and they couldn't put it back on.
Oof.
Yeah. I don't know. It was something like that. I want to say like I saw a video that said that somewhere.
Yeah, I watched a video on him. It was pretty cool. You know, like he was talking about the grind, and how you can be successful at anything if you grind it hard enough. Grind it, you know, put in the effort basically. And that's what he was talking about. He's like, you know, I think he said he lost like 12 championships before he won his first, including Halo and Call of Duty. So, I don't know. It's one of those things.
I want to say his first win was an MLG event in, I want to say Halo 3 with Status Quo. The roster with him, Ace, and Flamesword, and whoever their fourth was at that time, Assault maybe. I don't really know. I want to say that was like his first win, but yeah, that was like really. It's like deep into his career, considering like when people get their wins. Besides Naded's just, you know, poor guy. So he can't win a tournament. Yeah. He's like 0 and a bazillion for his career. But...
I forgot what I was reading this thing on Twitter today, and it was talking about one of these basketball players is getting a divorce, and I forgot who it was. It was a really famous basketball player. But the subtitle was like, it's sad. He's losing his only ring.
Oh, shit.
Because this guy's never won a ring. Oh, it was so terrible, man. So terrible. Yeah. Losing his one and only ring. It's like something like that.
What a savage. I want to find who wrote that article and just like, I want to screenshot that article.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
And just tweet it.
It's hilarious.
What a... Wow.
Anyways, yeah. So what else you got to talk about?
I mean, I don't really have anything. I just like, I guess like people like, don't be dicks.
Yeah, don't be a douchebag, man.
Don't be dicks.
Be that guy that everybody wants to add to their friends list. You know.
Don't be the kid that was in my stream the other night. Holy shit, dude! There's this kid, and he came in, and he was totally cool for like the first half hour. Totally cool. So I was like, cool, this guy's cool. He follows me and everything. I'm like, thanks for the follow, man. I've just started Beam, means a lot. And he's like, no problem, dude. So time goes by. I was playing Black Ops 2 because it's backwards compatible now.
Oh, yeah?
And yeah, on Xbox One, and it plays great. I don't know what people are talking about with this input lag nonsense, but it plays great. So I was playing, and then all of a sudden, he starts spamming rows and rows of dots, like just holding the period key down and then copy and pasting it.
Just time.
So I hit him with a 5-minute timeout, right? Like that's what a normal person would do in that situation, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I hit him with a 5-minute, and usually like if my mods don't take care of it and I have to take care of it, I'm at least hitting you with a 10 or a 15. But this kid was cool, so I was like 5-minute. And, you know, he comes back a little more than 5 minutes later, and he's like, yo, man, why'd I get banned? And I was like, I don't know, dude. It's probably because, you know, you're copy and pasting all those dots in the chat. And he just he just like, I feel like I can't tell because it's obviously reading chat and I can't get emotion from that. But I feel like this kid just snapped and just like, and he just went all out. And he was like, well, that's because you fucking ignored me and you don't read your fucking chat. And I was like, okay. So I just like fully banned him. And this kid was so persistent to get his point across that he created like 5 more Beam accounts and came back to the stream and kept arguing with me about how he was right.
No, well, hey, you know.
And then started like making these new accounts and trolling. Like he would
Customer's
come
always
in
right, right?
and I would play along just to see how far he would go. He would come in with a new account and I know that it was him because it's a name. Like I'm still small enough on Beam to where I know all of my normal viewers. I know all of them by name. I can name them all. And you know, it would be a new name, so I would be suspicious. And then he'd be like, yo man, how's it going? He would type one message and then give me a follow, just to bait me in. So I knew like that was his routine. And then I would click on the account, saw that it was made that day, and that like it had no views, it had no streams, had no followers, nothing, totally blank. And then he would say, and then the first one he was like, he would always say something about banning people. He would always be like, yo man, did I miss anything good, like some good bans on some idiots? And I would just be like, yeah, and then I would ban that account. And like I would counter troll his troll. But like he was so persistent that he did this for like a good hour. He just made new accounts and would like try to troll me, but I was always in on it.
It's like, all right,
and it was weird.
If you're wasting an hour trying to troll somebody, let me tell you something. You should probably be reading a book or spending time with family or doing something productive for that hour, because you're never going to get that hour back. And most of the time, like people, especially streamers, they don't care. So you're just wasting an hour.
The worst part was that he never got the idea that I was always in on it. Like I always knew when it was him. Like always. And like that I was just like I was leading him into things. Like I wanted him to keep going. But he thought that he was one step ahead of me. He was like, oh, he still hasn't figured it out yet. So he would like still like drop me clues and I would pretend like I was clueless.
I have to send you this, by the way.
Like he would say something about like banning people or something, or like, yeah, I had to ban some idiot on my stream today. I was like, oh, that's funny because you don't have any streams on your account. And then he would like come up with some stupid excuse and I'd be like, oh, okay, and I'd play along. Like I'm not an idiot.
You know, so you know, Summit, we talked about Summit the other time. You know how like the joke is about how his head is so big?
Yeah.
Do you remember how they were playing Train and he was in that tournament and he won the match out, but he had like 26 health left and he ran through the molly?
The 1G molly. Yeah.
There's a clip that I just sent you and he saves a round with his head. And it's the funniest thing ever.
Wait, we're gonna watch it. Hang on.
Because it says Summit's
gonna
big head wins Mythic the round. It's hilarious.
I'm gonna switch to my PC mode here. And we're going to watch this together.
It is so funny. Let me know what you think.
Hang on. Okay, so this is stirring a scrim. No!
It saved him the round. Oh, man. So for those of you that don't know, it's very popular for somebody to plant the bomb in that location because if you have a Molotov, you can bounce it off the door and basically land it right on the bomb. So if people are defusing, they die. And what he did there was he actually deflected the Molotov from going onto the bomb because they didn't have enough time left, and stopped it from going all the way onto the bomb. And so it's just hilarious. This is one of those things that he headbutted the molly.
Man, that was a good one.
Yeah. So I came across that the other day. I just wanted to share. It was really good. Did you know that Swag is playing with? I think he's playing with Cloud9, or for this CS Summit tournament.
No, but for who? In whose place?
Maybe not Cloud9. Maybe it's
because Skadoodle's back.
No, I don't know. Scratch that conversation. It's just on Reddit. Anyways, cool.
All right.
Let's wrap this
Let's
one
do
up.
some. Yeah, let's do some closing comments. Go for it. Go.
All right,
go.
cool. Number 1, don't be a dick on video games. Be the
Yeah,
guy that
don't be an
everybody
asshole.
be the guy that everybody wants to add to their friends list, because that'll get you a lot more friends. It'll make the game a lot more fun to play, and just don't be that guy. Karma's a bitch. That's all I had to say.
All right, sounds good to me.
Oh,
You guys know. Oh,
Go
what?
check out. I'll send you the link to Lo0p stream. Check him out. Like, it's pretty interesting. If you guys want a link to the actual Reddit thread, let me know. I can provide that as well. And just hit me up at Twitter or something. That's all I have.
Cool. You know where to find me, guys. Beam streams are going good, so we're keeping pace with like the nightly streams. We're on track with those. Besides, one night here or there just for like school, because I'm getting close to finals, so it's about to suck hard. So wish me luck. Anyway, besides that, they're going great. I'll catch you guys there. Remember to hit up the Twitters and everything like that. I have nothing else to say. We'll see you bitches later. Don't be an asshole.